How's it going, YouTube? Hydrax here, and in today's video we're going to be ranking the Legends Limited and Ultra characters in Dragon Ball Legends. All characters here are ranked at 9 stars, so except for the free-to-play Ultras, all of those guys are 14 stars. The rest of the guys are going to be 9 stars. It is a little bit unfair that I'm ranking them this way, but just to get a even benchmark of where they are, they all are at 9 stars. Certain characters like the transforming characters here are only going to be ranked from their transformations, so they are going to be in that way. Zenkai characters are Zenkai 7, 1400%, all that good stuff, hence why I'm leaving them at 9 stars. So we do have the tier list here broken down into Z, Z+, S, A, B, and C. Z+ is going to be your penultimate characters, the best of the best, right at the top, PvP meta defining characters. Whereas C is going to be characters that are really bad, mostly just bench support, or characters that need a Zenkai, or in general just need a little bit more oomph coming for them, maybe a special support, maybe even a platinum. But these are where the characters sit right now, so let's go ahead and jump straight into the tier list. I'm not going to speak too much about the guys and specifically because there's quite a few of them. Maybe just one or two I'll touch on and why they are in which category. So for the tag Super Saiyan Blues right here, I'm going to leave them up at A, purely because their defenses are just very bad. They do still have quite a good roster of Zenkai buffs buffing them, but they are limited in their teams and are basically hardcore replaced at this point. So they are still good. They are going to need a platinum, a unique platinum I should say, that's definitely going to bolster the defenses, maybe make them a little bit more prominent. Still very solid. Cell I'm also going to leave at A tier, very good character for the I won't say hybrids, for the Android team, and then the Regen team doesn't exist anymore so, in the greater sense, but definitely a great character to have. Very fun in my opinion. It's just his unique gauge suffers a little bit if you're not using him very well. Jiren is very good, definitely S tier, definitely not the Z tier or Z+, but his platinum really brought him back, especially with the addition to his unique equipment. Frieza, A tier, very good, still has some unique stuff going for him. Gogeta is just really weak right now. GT has replaced him. Fusions are getting a Zenkai, which is probably going to replace him. He's not completely out of the he's not completely dead yet, so that's a good thing I would say, but definitely one of the most aged characters right now, considering that for once upon a time he is or was one of the best of the best. Vegito Blue, huh? Definitely a very strong character. Post Zenkai was a little bit dodgy here or there, but he still can pick up some numbers here. He's not going to be in the A tier purely because his stats and the fact that he has blast armor really does work well with him. And honestly, if you are going to be running him on any of his teams except for Future, I would say even maybe God Key, he's a good secondary option. But for the Fusion team, I do believe that Ultra Super Gogeta does fall behind him if you don't have him at high stars, so this guy is a very solid second option. FSK, man, he's nowhere to be found. Hybrids have hard replace him. Pan replaces him because she provides more than enough support for the team, so it's kind of sad to see one of the strongest Zenkai characters ever released in the game, or one of the strongest characters ever released in this game, fall so low. But he's still usable, he can still do some stuff, but there's just a lot more gimmicks right now in the game that can just utterly obliterate him, so definitely a yikes from him. Bardock is pretty good, definitely A tier, he hasn't really changed much in my opinion. Majin Vegeta, same, A tier, very solid character, nothing to shake home about or call home about. But definitely a strong blue character if you can use him correctly, because his teams are a little bit on the lackluster side. Future Gohan, Platinum is making him really annoying. I mean, Future Gohan was really good when he first came out, and definitely a character that came out of left field. Definitely something that blindsided a lot of people, including myself. He found his value later on, which is very good. So yeah, Platinum bringing him back quite nicely, and the support, so yeah, definitely a good character right there. Kid Buu has a lot of mechanics that make him good. It's just unfortunate his teams are very bad. Even with a platinum, he just doesn't have enough. He just doesn't have enough to make him good. Unfortunate, but it is a fact. Same can be said for Piccolo, one of the earlier Zenkai characters. Very, very dominant and prominent. He's just aged a lot. There's not really much you can say about the region characters other than the fact that they got pushed hard in the beginning and then now they're just falling behind. Definitely a good character, definitely not the worst of the worst, but still a character I would honestly say is definitely a lot weaker than the previous tiers S and A. Ultra Goku, definitely pretty bad actually. I'm gonna put him in C. He has a platinum, but it's restricted to Namek Saga, and the fact that his ultra ability is also restricted to the Namek Saga means you're not really gonna be seeing him around at all, unless you're running in leader slot, which you shouldn't be because there's a whole lot of other ultra characters in this game that are way better than him and can benefit from that leader slot. Picks are going to be Gogeta, Vegito, Hit, even other Gogeta, Broly, I mean whoever you want to run there. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing this guy maybe get a Zenkai or maybe a unique platinum equipment specifically to him that just gives increased damage per Saiyan or per something that best makes him relevant again. Yeah, definitely not a character that is going to see much playtime until that happens. Revival Gohan, I'm going to leave him A tier. His utility is pretty good. Revival, healing, pre-revival, post-revival, he just does a shit ton of damage. He's not above these guys here in terms of like whatever else he does because he just takes too much damage. Too much damage, no cover change, pretty one-trick pony, like post-revival, but still pretty good, decent. I wouldn't really knock it to him as being very bad. Okay, so we got our first Z tier. That is going to be the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Very, very good Zenkai. LF Zenkais have been on point for a good portion of the time, maybe except for 1 or 2. This Goku here is a very, very good example of that. One of the most dominant yellow characters. I mean, everybody knows that. Where should I put you? I would actually put you down here. You're pretty bad. Even post Zenkai, the only thing you really have is stats, and then your main partner that you're with is just this guy. Yeah, very, very bad character. I did defend this guy for a pretty long time. A bit controversial on other tier lists where I ranked him higher than certain characters, but that was purely because of his ability to paralyze you with the paralyzed card, which he draws, so I guess that's that. But yeah. Gogeta. Gogeta is actually not that bad. I mean, he's still usable. He can still pump out some damage. I mean, the fact that he has access to 3 platinums means he's gonna be really rocking and rolling once he gets a Zenkai. Or unique platinum. We're still waiting for that as well. But considering that Vegeta Blue doesn't have a platinum and then future Gohan does, is a big like what the hell is happening, because this guy, even Jiren has a platinum and this guy doesn't have one. It's a bit fishy that they didn't release the platinum yet for these fusions. So yeah, definitely a big weird moment right there. This Vegeta, I know he's a Zenkai, but he just doesn't do enough anymore. I mean, he can tank a little bit. He locks in so he can snipe, but if that character has endurance, which most characters have these days, so Beast Gohan, you have a 17 right here, this Trunks, who else has endurance? This Vegeta, since his main ability or his ultimate doesn't nullify endurance, yeah, he's not going to be doing or killing that character, which is unfortunate. Still pretty solid bench, very good option for a green God Key, which we do need more of. I won't really speak more about him because he is mediocre in the sense now. Same can be said for this Ape Vegeta. Ape Vegeta needs a lot. He's just really bad. He doesn't do much damage. He can't tank. He has some good stuff in his kit, but he just needs a whole lot of help. I would honestly just say give this man a Zenkai and a Platinum at the same time to actually make him relevant, because he was relevant for like 1 week, like completely relevant for like 1 week, and then he just like he was gone, like completely gone. Okay, Zamasu. Zamasu's probably around this level, I would say. I mean, post Platinum, I mean, he should be around here. He's not going to be up here with those guys, definitely not. Maybe after Zenkai, yeah, but I can see this guy putting up a lot of damage, AoE lock-in, nullify endurance when you pop the main or ultimate, whichever one, I can't remember anymore. Definitely a second solid option for God Key, Future, all that stuff. Healed, definitely a solid character, and definitely able to defend himself a little bit better now, but still not very good. UI Goku is not the worst character. I have seen some UI Gokus recently, the pretty high star ones, maybe around 10-12 stars. But yeah, he can still put in some damage. I mean, he still has some pretty cool things in his kit that can still work. That with the dodge, I mean, at least it doesn't like do damage to you, but he can really shred you. He's not, honestly, from this list, he's probably the weakest. More so that I'd say probably here, but he can still pump out the damage. But let me just see, is he on that level? Probably not. I would say this guy is like teetering in between B and C, like just there. He needs a platinum, he needs a Zenkai. We all know this, it's a fact at this point. Kaioken. Kaioken is going to be literally one of the best characters they've released in a very long time. Obviously last year when they did release him. Very strong with the card lock-in. I think that's his whole gimmick right now. People just use him for that. But that and the fact that he can combo for a very long time, pretty good. Not even Zenkai, pretty good Ultra character that still has some relevance, I should say. He's not completely replaced yet. This Vegeta needs a platinum. He needs a platinum and needs a rework. There needs to be something in his kit that just works for him to actually just do more damage and get some card draw speed. Because this guy just doesn't have card draw speed. If this guy had card draw speed, he'd be a lot better, especially at the lower key range, when you can actually start building up key every time you below that 35 threshold, or is it 50? Below the 50 threshold, I think it is. So yeah, definitely a character that deserves a little bit more attention. Very cool LF, can get ramped up pretty easily, but yeah. Beerus is bad. Beerus is probably the second worst character on this list. I wouldn't. He's literally so bad. They should actually just re-Zenkai him because he's just really that bad. Apart from being a bench for God Key, this guy is just useless. I mean, you don't see this guy ever. You would be crazy to run this guy. It's that bad. You're literally handicapping yourself if you're using him. Yeah, I can't really say much more about Beerus. Same for Super Saiyan 3. Just a really bad character. He's not the worst on the list here. I would honestly say he's probably one of the better characters on this bottom tier here. He just fizzles out too quickly. I mean, his ultimate hits like a nuke. It's still a little bit of a nuke, but too many characters cancel buffs now, and I mean, it just takes too long for this guy to get going anywhere. Maybe with some future Zenkais or something we see some support for him, but it's really unlikely. Vegeta is actually probably just a little bit better than Goku, the Ultra Scouter Vegeta. Definitely a character that I wasn't really expecting. For an Ultra, I was really expecting the Super Saiyan Vegeta, so definitely interesting to see. He's pretty much on the same tier as these guys. He can still dish out a shit ton of damage, and his ultimate hits pretty hard. But yeah, Z Plus gonna go to Beast Gohan. He's still really good. I mean, his relevance has dropped a little bit, I feel like, because of the introduction of certain other characters is kind of just making him a little bit less relevant, but he just does too much to not use him. I mean, endurance, armor, restore gauge, restore Vanish gauge, blue card that restores gauge, ultimate, endurance when you kill or when you rush, I should say. Very good. We don't need to really speak more about him. USG. I feel like I'm a bit controversial for this, but I just don't feel like USG is that good anymore. He just takes way too much damage, and he can still dish out like a decent amount, but people that are using relevant characters right now, like meta relevant, are just gonna run you over if you're using this guy. It's really a little bit of a handicap, honestly. But you can still have some decent matches with him, and that should be pretty good for people who run fusions, if you do run fusions. Tag Androids S, definitely very strong still. I'm very hesitant to actually put them in S. Their teams are pretty much really lacking right now, but you do see some relevance with these two together. Definitely something to think about. Frieza A, I'm just going to start running off. We've actually been speaking for way too long. Frieza is going to be A tier, just support, just doesn't do much else. Trunks pretty much replaced on all his teams, except, yeah, maybe except for Vegeta Clan. Decent, but not really that good. Goku, I would say Goku's maybe... where do I put him? I would honestly say maybe high A tier. He's not doing much. He's not doing much damage. I mean, he really isn't. He needs his gauge up to be really useful, and that takes 10 cards. That's a lot of cards you could be doing or using with other characters that are doing much more damage. Still pretty useful. I would honestly just argue maybe S tier, but I feel like he's aged quite a bit. Full power Broly needs a Zenkai. That's just the plain fact. He just needs a Zenkai. Ultra Omega, definitely a weaker Ultra, can still do stuff, but like, are you really gonna use him? I mean, it's really bad for red characters right now. Maybe except for Hit. Hit is like the exception. But yeah, he's okay. I mean, he needs a Platinum, a unique Platinum. A lot of these Ultras need Platinums to make them decent again. Rose, Zenkai, definitely good. Nullify Endurance. I've seen some very strong teams with him. From very wacky teams, especially for the fact that he just like nullifies Endurance straight up. He's going to be doing that quite a bit, especially with characters like 17 around, maybe this Vegito, stuff like that. Namigoku, pretty bad. I mean, he's aged. I mean, even post Zenkai, he was really a menace. But yeah, he's aged. It's just gonna happen eventually at the end of the day. Zenkai Super Vegito. I would honestly just put him in here. Or maybe here, actually, because I would say that these guys are on the same. I mean, pretty much the same throughout the board. Maybe Kaioken could go into S, but or maybe Gogeta can go to S, but they're around the same. You can still put in some work. Not too much work, though. He's not that good. MUI, fallen off heavily from being the best in the game, like hands down. Still can do stuff though. I mean, if you need some damage, his counters act as a stall mechanic. Definitely something that you can see going the wrong way very quickly if you have a very strong team built around this guy, or if you're building around a character that requires you to have them in like pretty often, then this guy is your stall guy to get that guy back in. So Ultra Super Vegito, still S tier. I mean, he's crazy. I mean, he's still really good. It's been 6 months. I think borderline 7, maybe 8 months, Ra. And he's still pretty good. He's still really good. Probably the second, or I would say he's in contention to being maybe one of the best yellows in the game. It's between these two guys as being the best. Trunks and Vegeta are not there. Well, maybe. I mean, it's between those three if you want to really get down to it. Yeah, he's still really good. Trunks is good. Trunks is very good, very slept on, a bit neglected because he does increase damage to Lineage of Evil, which isn't relevant right now. He is against anti-tag characters, so these guys, the tag falls down here. This Trunks and Vegeta, definitely a character to use against them specifically, and he has 2 ultimates which can be LFs. So, and they restore Vanish when you use them, so definitely a stronger character. He's probably on the weaker end of the S tier list, but definitely an S tier character. Broly, also S tier. He's not on the same level as a lot of these other guys, but I would say he's towards maybe the end of this list, like towards the lower end. He just needs to be able to tank, and he just can't. These characters these days are just doing too much damage, just way too much. So he has some good mechanics. He can really combo for a long time, but because of the fact that character, like, he just can't tank enough to actually like do something about it, because these other characters are just running him over. Same for Cooler. Cooler is really good, S tier character. Same, he's just locked out by blue characters right now. And if you ever see Super Saiyans or Saiyans in general come back, or if we ever get some buffs for Lineage of Evil, maybe a green character to cover this guy in the melee sense, then he would definitely see more play time because he is really strong. The tag, honestly, the tag, Trunks and Vegeta, the Trunks, or the tag TV, they are really, it's very perplexing to put them somewhere. I'm gonna put them high S, maybe into Z, because their burst damage can really be really strong, and they can really kill your combo at 50%. Obviously if they heal, it resets, and then they keep doing it over and over again. But yeah, definitely a strong character, not the best, not the worst, but yeah. Z tier, or Z plus, Ultra Gogeta, he's holding that down very, very nicely. A little bit weak on the defensive side if you're not pushing a lot of defensive equips on him, but still a magnificent character. Really, really shaked up the game, but also ushered in a very, very weird meta right now. Hit, a little bit of a weird release. I'm not going to really speak much about him. It's still left to be seen how good he's going to end up being. But from initial impressions, based on what I've seen and how his counter works or his time skip, he's a Z tier character. He can go in for a kill if he needs to, but he needs to pop a main if it's not type advantage, or if that character is just very tanky. He does nullify endurance on that ultimate, so he is going to be killing a lot of characters like that. But yeah, I would say he's here for now. I mean, the blue characters are going to shred him eventually when they get their hands on him, but yeah. Same with 17. I would say 17 the very high S. Locking out of the main ability, I mean, you can nullify his endurance. I have seen it happen, but you can't nullify it in the generic sense. You have to be able to rush with this guy, and he has to swap in, or you need to have characters that straight up like nullify it, like Rose, the tag androids, Frieza, and then he will die. But other than that, you can't kill him with a blue card. You can't kill him with the ultimate. You can't kill him by any other means. You have to kill him or be able to nullify it legitimately, I should say. And then the final character is the tag fours. I'm still leaving them at Z tier. You can argue maybe here, I mean Z plus, Z tier. I still believe they're Z plus, honestly. I would honestly leave it like this, purely because of like how quick they get their vanish, 100%, and then you're generating blue cards. It is so easy to get a combo going with these guys and do some damage. AoE on the green, vanish restore on the blue, and then you'll be able to switch relevant factors and nullify cover changes. So yeah, definitely a very, very strong character. Maybe Z tier for them. I mean, you can choose. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think of my tier list right here. Do you agree with the picks that I made? I mean, everybody's going to have their own opinions on whether a character is here or not. But like I said, like I should be saying, this is completely subjective to my opinion on how the game is right now. I have been playing PvP. I don't really play top 1000 anymore. But from what I've seen and what I've played against in the mid 10,000 or mid top 10,000, I would say this is pretty accurate of where characters are right now. I mean, there could be characters that are one up or one below in terms of tiers. These characters are definitely the worst of the worst. You could argue characters need this or that, but that's neither here nor there. But anyways guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. My name is Hydrax, and I'll catch you in the next one.